Hey there, Fletcher All Things Overlanding here. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Iying Android 10-inch car stereo. You know, previously I've had one or two of these sort of Android-based, Chinese-made head units, and they've been actually really nice. I've really been pleased with the one that I had before, so I wanted to check this one out because this one is really inexpensive, like under 200 bucks. So again, if you're looking for something that is a nice upgrade for like an older vehicle or a budget overlander or something like that, you don't want to spend 500 to 750 bucks on a Pioneer or a Kenwood, that sort of stuff, this may be a good option for you. So I'm going to do an unboxing and I'm going to kind of talk through some of the features of this head unit so that you can get some information about it and maybe make a decision on whether it's right for you and your build. So stay tuned to see more on that. All Things Overlanding is brought to you by some fantastic companies. You should definitely check out the description and click through their links to see all the awesome stuff they offer. Companies like RedArc for all your overlanding power management needs. Last US Bag, tons of amazing quality overlanding bags. Rugged Bound Supply Company, rooftop tents, awnings, roof racks, and more. And Northology Overland, guided overlanding trips and a free overlanding magazine. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, today I'm talking about the Iying 10-inch Android-based head unit for most vehicles. You'll want to check through the link in the description below whether it will actually fit for your application. It does say, you know, some specific vehicles that it will fit for. It is a double DIN unit though, so if you have some basic understanding of how to wire up a head unit, you can probably just buy the correct harness or even just wire your wires from your vehicle into the harness that comes with it and make it work for pretty much anything that will accept a double DIN head unit. All right, so one thing that I want to start by saying is I was really impressed with how this stuff's boxed up. A lot of the times you get these things and the boxes are kind of beat up and they're kind of, you know, I just feel like there's a lot of risk, right? You're buying this head unit, you get it, you spend all that time to wire everything up, you install it, and then you find out that it's broken. It's not a great experience. So I've already removed, you know, the sort of core of the unit, the head unit and the screen here. Here's the front of it, just so you can see that. Let me turn it around so you can kind of see how the back works. It comes with a really nice sort of double DIN frame piece that you can use to basically click this into. And so this is what the back of the unit looks like there, just so you can see all the plugs. And then again, in a separate bag, there are all the pieces that plug into this, and they all go into one spot, so it's really easy to install. The head unit did come, again, really nicely packaged in this sort of bubble wrap mailer, so that it's protected. It looks brand new. It feels really nice. I'm not worried that it was damaged in shipping or anything like that, so thumbs up. Also included with it is a little QR code, a little card here that says, hey, scan this to get the manual, which is kind of cool because a lot of the times I feel like you just don't get a manual, which is not so much fun. I've had several of these types of units, and when I get them, it's like you're trying to figure everything out, or I'm going back to the Amazon listing to try and see if there's like a link or one of the pictures of the unit is like maybe a wiring diagram. In this case, you just get this little QR code, you scan it with your phone or whatever, and it pulls up the link, and then you've got your instructions for installation. Another nice thing is that it comes with a sort of like a screen protector, which is really nice. I've never seen that before with any of the units that I've gotten, but you can basically just take this piece once you're done installing it, and you know, it fits right on the head unit. It's got little holes cut out for the mic and that sort of stuff. So it's like a custom little screensaver, which is really nice because on one of my old units, I know for a fact I had scratches all over it within a few months. So it's just kind of nice that they give you that extra piece of protection so that you can keep the head unit nice longer. All right, so as I mentioned, it does come with this really nice sort of little double DIN universal installer. So, you know, it's got a number of different slots here for you to attach it to your vehicle. You may have to customize it a little bit depending on your application. Again, if you check through that link in the description below, you should be able to see whether this will work for your vehicle. If it's on that list, it definitely should work. Otherwise, it may, but it's kind of a risk, right? You may go through the work and then it may not work. So just check through that link and make sure that your vehicle's on that list if you want to be super safe. Otherwise, if you feel comfortable installing it on just about anything, may still be a good option for you. But you can see here it's got these, you know, these three little clips here, and I'm sure that that matches up with these on the back. So again, you can install this in the vehicle, have it ready to go, and then just clip this unit in once you have everything wired up. It's kind of nice that you can have this ready to go, and it makes install really easy. And then last but not least, you get this massive bag of components and wires and all that sort of stuff, which includes everything from like your microphone for your wireless, like Bluetooth phone talking and that sort of stuff. Also has a GPS unit in here too, so it will do, GPS, connect to GPS satellites, that sort of thing. It does have a Wi-Fi connection, so really nice that you can kind of connect up to that. You also, one thing, and I did this on my previous head unit, you could like pull into your driveway or your garage and hook up to your home Wi-Fi, and then because it's an Android-based unit, you could download stuff from the Google Play Store. So you can get apps, you could get games, you can get whatever you want, right, onto your head unit, which is really cool. This one does include wired Android, and it says wireless and wired Apple CarPlay, which is really, really nice because a lot of times you have to buy a dongle for, like I have an Apple phone. You have to buy a dongle, some sort of separate dongle. They don't always work that well. Again, I've just opened this unit. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how well it works, but it does say that it has wireless and wired Apple CarPlay, which is really nice. And then of course it has all the standard stuff, right? Like FM radio, AM radio. It's got amplifier settings and sound settings, that sort of stuff, so you can kind of adjust and control your audio output. It's got Bluetooth, like most of these things now, so you can wirelessly play music to your phone, which is really nice if you didn't hook up through CarPlay or through Android Auto. It does come ready to go for steering wheel controls. I imagine you probably, just to be on the safe side, would want to look at like a crutchfield.com to see if there's some sort of like a custom harness for your specific vehicle that you're gonna have to wire up. But it does come ready for that, which is really nice. And then, of course, it does support a rear-facing camera. It doesn't include that, so just so you know, if you want one of those, you're going to have to buy that separate. But it's nice that it's already wired for it. You just basically plug in like a yellow sort of video cable into the back of the unit, and you're good to go. So if you haven't used one of these head units before, a couple of sort of tips or things that I've noticed to, again, hopefully give you some like really good information that maybe you haven't seen in a lot of these reviews of these type of radios. One thing to be aware of with these units too is when they're Android-based like this, they do kind of come with like a set GUI or graphic user interface, so it kind of has like the way that it swaps menus, the way that the screen looks, but you can download loaders. So basically there is a thing, and I'll put a link in the description to the one that I used on my last head unit. With my last head unit, I kind of was like, it was okay, but I wanted other stuff. I wanted to be able to download more apps. I wanted to be able to kind of customize my background and that sort of stuff. So again, I will put that in the description below with a link to that. You can just download that through the Google Play Store, which is really nice, and you can customize your head unit as much as you'd like. One thing that I will say that I noticed on this is the specs, right? So again, most of these do just fine, and this one is, again, a really budget-minded option. It's under $200, which is really great. The thing that you're generally paying for, in my experience, is you are paying for the quickness, the speed, the RAM, random access memory, that you get with the unit. This one comes with a single gig RAM and 16 gigs of ROM. So basically what that equates to is it just means that it may load a little bit slower, it may switch menus a little bit slower than some of the more expensive, higher, spec units. Again, if that's not a big deal for you, if you aren't, trying to like change menus a ton and you're not trying to run a ton of, crazy apps on it, if you just want to listen to music and kind of use CarPlay and stuff like that, it should be fine. That's where you kind of have to make that decision as far as like which unit you're going to go with and how much money you want to spend. For this amount of money though, this seems like a perfectly fine unit for most sort of budget builds and that sort of stuff. Again, I consider myself in that ballpark. That's why I picked it up. I'm gonna, use it in one of my budget builds, and that's kind of my plan. It'll be way nicer than a stock stereo that comes in some of these older vehicles, so it's a huge upgrade for that. Looks way nicer. You can also run Gaia GPS on it, which is a huge draw for me. You can either run it natively through the head unit via the Play Store and downloading the app, or you could use it through CarPlay, right? You could plug your phone into it, run it off your phone, and just display it on the car or on the head unit, which is really nice. So again, I hope that gives you a lot of good information on this thing, kind of shows you what comes in the box. If you're considering this unit, overall, I'm really impressed with it. Again, it came really well packaged. It's got the QR code to go and get the instructions. It comes with everything you need to install it in the bag. And it's less than like my first single DIN unit that I bought 20 years ago when I was in high school installing my first car stereo, right? So for the money, it seems like a really good buy. So again, those were my thoughts. If you have this unit and you have experience with it, I'd love it if you post up in the comments below. Just kind of let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you've experienced with it, because again, it's new for me. If you have any questions about it or anything like that, post up as well. Again, I will put a link in the description to this head unit. So if you're looking for it, you want to get more information, you want to make sure that it's going to fit for your vehicle, click through that link and go check it out. If you're not already subscribed to the channel and you like this type of content, I would love it if you subscribe, click that bell to be notified when new videos drop. There are also links in the description below to all my social channels, Facebook, Instagram. I do a podcast every week about overlanding stuff. So again, if you're into camping, overlanding, outdoor stuff, vehicle modifications, anything like that. I think there's a lot of great content for you on this channel. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.